Wow, this is awesome. To be able to sit in front of you guys as the head coach at Purdue, definitely a humbling experience. I've known for a long time that I wanted to be a head coach one day. I remember sitting in a staff meeting as a student assistant in 2009 at the University of Colorado, and Dan Hawkins is running the show there. And I just remember that first staff meeting saying, man, this is what I want to do. This is who I want to be. And so to be here before you today is awesome. We've got a saying at Purdue. It was coined by our corners coach. His name is Sam Carter, and he says, at Purdue we're trying to bless you, not stress you. And so I definitely feel blessed today. Blessed to have a community and a career path that has put me in contact with people that have tremendously influenced my life, not only as a coach but as a man. Blessed to be at such an unbelievable institution as a first-time head coach with tremendous leadership administratively that support you and that encourage you and treat you first class and are competitive. Blessed to be here with three young men that will accurately depict what it is like to be a member of the Purdue football team, and blessed to be a part of a conference that is the best in the country that I have familiarity with. I think that it's every coach at this time of the year, they're excited. And I think the thing that is interesting is every coach is excited for different reasons. And so for me, I'm excited for this season, first and foremost, because of the guys we got in the locker room that have embraced us with open arms, the new staff, the change in culture. They have attacked what we've put in front of them, every challenge that we've put in front of them on a daily basis with great attitude and effort. I'm excited because of the staff that we have in our facility that attack their daily duties with passion and intent. Those guys do their jobs on a consistent basis and always approach their work with no ego and understand that it's the players' experience that is at the foremost and at the forefront of our jobs. I'm excited to show Purdue faithful what we've been working on since January. We've got 39,000 season ticket sales up to this point, which is the most since 2008. Ross 8 is going through renovations right now, where we'll be able to run through the Tiller Tunnel in honor of the late Joe Tiller, who set the standard for what it means to be a successful football coach at Purdue University. To be able to do that in its 100th year as a stadium will be awesome when we get to play Fresno State. And I'm excited just to start this new journey, to figure out what it is like to be a head coach in this great conference that is filled with tradition and history and excellence. I'm excited to be the head coach at Purdue. I'm excited for this season. So with that, I'll open up the floor to any questions.
Just a reminder, please get your hands up and I'll recognize you so that we can get our mic holders to you. We'll start here. Coach, to our right.
Yep.
Dustin Schutte, Indiana Sports Beat. Ryan, I know you're still relatively new to West Lafayette. Got to ask, have you been to Triple X? Have you tried the peanut butter burger out there?
I have been to Triple X. It was for breakfast, though, so the peanut butter burger does not sound appealing, but I'll definitely try it. I've heard a lot of things about it. But there are definitely some great food joints in West Lafayette.
We're going to go right in front here.
Hey, Ryan, Tom Deanhart, Golden Black. And, you obviously, when you first came in, you gave Devin Mockabee a scholarship right away. Just kind of talk about maybe how you plan to use him and how good of a back and how big of a weapon he could be for you this fall.
Yeah, kudos to Coach Rowe and our strength staff. Devin Mockabee looks like a different player. He has transformed his body. Obviously, he's got talent and skill set to have success in this conference. That's proven. We're excited about his growth and his maturation with the scheme and with his ability to run the football and break tackles. Obviously, he can be a huge asset for us on the ground.
We're going to go to our right again, Coach.
Bree Shackelford, WLFI. So Purdue ranked 6th last year in offensive efficiency in the Big Ten, with players like Aiden O'Connell, Devin Mockabee, Charlie Jones, and Payne Durham helping kind of lead that charge. How do you plan to fill those gaps with the players that aren't inside your system right now?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Obviously, they had a lot of success a year ago, lost a lot of production from last season. So it was awesome for us to go through the winter workouts and spring ball to evaluate who we have on the roster and where we needed to go attack the transfer portal. And so we had guys that stepped up that were currently on the roster that we feel really good about being able to fill those production numbers. And we've also attacked the transfer portal and gained guys to our locker room now that have had some experience and played at a high level in collegiate football that we feel really good about heading into the season.
We're staying to our right.
Todd Golden with CNHI. Ryan, when you spoke with your players when you first arrived at Purdue, what was your message in terms of establishing a culture that you wanted to lay down with them?
Yeah, when I first arrived, my message to them was that I need to learn what it's like to be a Purdue Boilermaker. They've obviously had success at Purdue. They played in the Big Ten championship game a year ago. So it was my job to get to know them and to build trust with them. And in turn, I think they recognize the authenticity. They recognize the genuine approach. And as a result, they've embraced us and have done everything that we've asked them to do with maximum effort.
We're going to go over here to our left now.
Dub Jellison, Boiler Upload. Ryan, obviously you created a very unique defense. How will being that unique both on offense and defense help you guys during conference play?
Hopefully that it's a huge advantage. That was the goal. That's the plan. Obviously, we're gonna air it out and be creative in the run game on offense, and we'll be aggressive and strategic, and try to create chaos for the quarterback on defense to try to eliminate explosive plays and keep points off the board. Hopefully that'll be a formula for winning football.
Coach, we have a question to our right.
Hi there, Elsie Norton, the Crimson Quarry. You've been coaching around the Midwest for a while, and I was wanting to ask, how important is it for you here in your first year to Purdue to really get the in-state recruits, establish your culture with them, make sure you're getting them while you're getting this current roster of the culture?
Yeah, in-state, I think the blueprint for success in any program, you got to take care of your home state. That is the makeup, the general core of the locker room. That those guys will take pride in being from their home state and playing in front of their home crowd. So that's definitely priority number one. And so that was our main operative when we hit the recruiting trail, is to take care of our home state first and then venture out to our footprint and where we have connections to fill our roster that way as well.
Coach, we're going to go to our left.
Hey Ryan, Mick Walker, Boiler Sports Report. You and the rest of the defensive coaching staff spoke glowingly about Nick Scourton, formerly Nick Carraway, this whole spring. You guys made posts about him, talked about him. What about him did you guys see this spring that excites you all so much?
Yeah, one, Nick loves ball. Like, he eats, breathes, sleeps football. And the way he practices is hopefully going to be the way he plays. Obviously going against him and then watching his production and his profile tape when I arrived at Purdue, you saw flashes and you saw the skill set. But I think what we do defensively sort of heightens what he's good at, and it will showcase what he's able to do from an athletic standpoint, and really allow him to flourish as a defensive player and hopefully a dominant one in this conference.
We're staying to our left, Coach.
Sam King, Journal and Courier. Ryan, you mentioned coming through the Tiller Tunnel. Are there concerns that that's not going to be completed before the Fresno State game? And if so, what are some alternatives for entrance into the stadium for the team?
I've been in constant communication with the administration, who's been in constant communication with construction. All is going according to plan right now, so there is no plan B for the Tiller Tunnel. I think the only thing that won't be ready by game one is the elevator in the south end zone, and they haven't had an elevator there in 100 years, so we'll be just fine without the elevator. But we're looking forward to the experience and starting a new era with new toys in Ross-Ade.
To our left again, Coach.
Hey, Ryan. Jimmy Watkins, Cleveland.com. You're a defensive guy. I'm just wondering, philosophically, given that the last few Big Ten championships have won by Michigan and Ohio State, they kind of played two different styles. How do you construct a defense that can defend both?
You got to be creative and game plan and be specific and intentional with when you're aggressive, when you're conservative, and really you got to put your roster in the best possible positions to have success. And I think a large part of that is evaluating your roster and adapting and changing as a coach to who you have in the locker room. It's not the players' job to adapt to us. It's our job to adapt to them and give them tools to be in positions to make plays on game day.
Hey Ryan, Israel Schumann, Purdue exponent. You were hired on your defensive work, brought in Graham Harrell on the offensive side. He's obviously a big piece to get. What's it been like working with him so far, and what do you anticipate that relationship to be in season from a game-to-game perspective?
Yeah, Graham has been awesome. I knew, being a defensive coach and having my background the way it is, and the history that Purdue has had offensively, I knew it was important for me to hire a offensive coordinator that would be able to attract quarterbacks and offensive skill guys. And so Graham was a no-brainer. He's been a home run thus far. Obviously, we haven't played a down of competitive football, but I've been really impressed with his approach to teaching and to motivating and holding everybody accountable on the offensive side. We've got great rapport. I played against him when I was in college. He won't like to hear this, but I did intercept him twice in one game. Won both of those competitions, by the way. We're competitive at Purdue. But, we've developed a great chemistry and rapport. We work out together all the time, every day. And he and Kane have had good back and forth, going through spring ball.
Okay, and we're going to take our last one over here on the right.
Kelly Hallinan, WLFI. With so many new roster additions these last few months, how are you making sure the team chemistry is good at camp and making sure these guys are meshing together ahead of the first game?
Yeah, that was definitely a concern when we figured out how many pieces we would have to add post spring ball. And so the thing that I think we did a good job of